They just ran out of gas, man. They ran out of gas late, couldn't get it done, and their NBA Cup hopes are dashed as they fall to the San Antonio Spurs, 115 to 102. Welcome in to the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you. If you'd like to join the conversation with us, 503-248-0620 is your telephone number. You can also text us at the brand new Rip City Radio text line. Just text 88528. Save it under, my gosh, Brendan's hair is amazing. He was on the YouTube stream there for a second, so you got to make sure you show it off. And, of course, you can go to that YouTube. Just type in Rip City Radio once you get there and come join the chat. This was a good Spurs team. We talked about it in the pregame show that even without Wendy, without Castle, like they're still a good team. Real good young talent, guys that I like Champagne. It's kind of like a deep cut. I believe it's Champagne, Dad. It's like a Simpsons joke, right? But Champagne, he's a good player. Harrison Barnes is timeless. Devin Vassell is a monster. Jeremy Sohan's good. Dylan Harper's a machine. Like, they got guys. Oh yeah, and De'Aaron Fox is just doing De'Aaron Fox things. And this is all without like two really good players and a guy whose nickname is like the Alien for a reason, because he's a freak. He's absolutely like nothing the NBA game has ever seen before. The San Antonio Spurs team is uber talented as they improve to 12-5 tonight. And the Blazers, you got to give a little bit of credit here too. I know that there is frustrations when they lose, but Denny played incredibly well until late in that game. And yeah, he is 7-7 from the free throw line, misses 5 in a row in crunch time, but I think you could tell that guy was gassed. I mean, he was gassed. He put it all out on the floor. He had a wonderful box score there, but a box score doesn't win you a ball game, and you need more than just Denny to show up. Like, it's easy to look at the final score and look at what happened in the final minute and go, oh man, Denny missed his free throws. It's not the only reason that the Blazers lost, but it's definitely part of the reason. You definitely need him to make those shots. And as one of our texters says, it was looking like a near 50-point triple double for Denny, but he ran out of gas in the fourth quarter, turned into prime Keldon Blevins. And I get the joke there, but at the same time, I feel like Denny does need to be given credit for this performance, despite the fact that he missed those clutch free throws, because in a day when it felt like nobody else offensively was showing up, he was absolutely unstoppable for large chunks of this game. And again, you could tell, especially on those free throws, that he just didn't have his legs under him by that point. It was tired, man, got gassed at the end. And that's where you need the Drew Holidays and Shaden Sharps to be healthy, and Scoot Henderson and Dame next season. You need guys to alleviate some of that scoring punch off of him, because that's going to help him in the long run. Let's take a look at that box score real quick. Julian Champagnie, he had 12 points, 11 boards for San Antonio. Harrison Barnes had 13 points. Luke Cornett had 6, 23 points from Devin Vassell. De'Aaron Fox, 37 points. He was 11 to 25 from the floor, 12 to 12 from the free throw stripe. Dylan Harper chipped in 7. Jeremy Sohan had 2. Keldon Johnson had 11 points off of the Spurs bench. Looking at the Trailblazer side of things, as I told you, you just needed more than Denny Avdia. His box score, incredible. He was 12 and 19 from the floor, 5 of 8 from beyond the arc. He did go 8 of 14 for the free throws. We know he missed those ones down at the end, but he had 6 rebounds, 8 assists. He had 37 points. And yes, he did have 6 turnovers, but man, that guy was gassed and he was trying to get something going. Sometimes it just doesn't work. But outside of that, he had 37 points. The next highest on the team, Jeremy Grant with 13. He was 5 of 17 from the floor. Not great. Toumani Camara, 10 points, 4 of 14 from the floor, 2 of 11 from beyond the arc. Jeremy Grant also 0 of 5. So between those two guys, that's 2 of 16. That is just inexcusable, can't happen, and it's not going to lead to success. Donovan Clingan, 9 points and 11 rebounds. Sidi Sissoko, 3 points, 2 assists. On the Trailblazers bench, Chris Murray had 8 points. Robert Williams had 10 points and 4 blocks, which seems incorrect because I think it was the end of the first or the second quarter where he had like 20 blocks on one possession, right? That was pretty wild. And then Shaden Sharp I think it was clear he was on a minutes restriction in this one. He had 11 points. He was 4 of 8 from the floor. He had a good first stint. It was just unfortunate. I think you looked at how the rotations came in. I believe it was Chris Murray was the first off the bench. Then it was Caleb Love and Robert Williams, and then Shaden Sharp came in. I think it was more of just making sure that you got to make sure that his his legs are good. His legs are under him, and no, you just got to make sure that he's healthy and ready to go. That's it. That's it. No, Brendan, I was trying to tell you there was a phone call and you missed it. That's what I was trying to tell you. Okay. Brendan's over here like, what's going on? See, Bryce is calling. Watch this. Watch this. Just pot him up. We're just going to go right to Bryce, okay? Hey, Bryce, you there, buddy? Bryce. Come on, Brendan. Brendan's getting him up. We're working on this. There you Hey, Bryce, how you doing? See, I'm just going straight to you. Right? Brendan's not answering the phones, making it fall out on you. How we doing? Nothing? Ay. The phones are falling apart on us, friends. Let's reset, figure it out. Okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick little break. We're going to figure out those phones because you know what's going on. Keep on calling in, 503-248-0620. And then, of course, hit us up on the text line, 88528. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more coming up on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio, 620. with you. Oh, Brendan is learning this producing remotely thing. Give him credit, friends. He's doing just fine. I can see the sweat beating up though. He's having a good time. If you want to join the conversation with us, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And yeah, you can go to youtube.com, type in River City Radio, or you can go and grab us at the text line 88528, where Timmy says they didn't run the flex bone enough. That's just factual. That's absolutely factual. You gotta run the flex bone, man. It's just the only way to get anything done in this game, right? The flex bone offense. We need more of it. It was funny. I was watching some high school semifinal football this week for the old OSAA, and man, there was some triple option offense and lots of trickeration. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. All right, let's head out to the phone lines though, where Bryce has been waiting patiently. Sorry, Bryce. I made a comment about Denny running out of gas.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, hey, I made a comment about Denny running out of gas. I think the phones ran out of gas too.
I mean, we have had another technical difficulty, but for Shaden Sharp's rehab game, I thought it was pretty good. He put up some good numbers, like some off the bench scores. If you're coming off the bench with 22 minutes, put up 11 points. I still feel like my bar set at WVU basketball. Like if you can come off the bench with 11 points in 22 minutes, I think there's a little bit of a tell. And I will absolutely give you minutes after that. And his vertical range, his dunk, like, I know that they said, like, Young Hansen, like, what was it, like 34 million views from Central China. And you got Shaden Sharp with that vertical dunk. So hey, Chris, are you back? I'm sorry. I was just yelling in the dark. I didn't hear any feedback.
No, I'm here. I was just letting you ramble.
I don't know. I was just cooking. I was just saying, like
you were. Hey, just like Denny carried the team.
Game. It was an entertaining game.
Hey, just like Denny carried the team. I was letting you carry it for a second, Bryce. I love it.
I mean, it was fun to watch, and I would again. You get me a $10 ticket to the 300 level of this game we put up against the Spurs. You know, the Wimby phenom, benched or not. I thought it was a fun time, and I thought we had it up until we didn't.
Yeah, that's pretty clear. And thanks for the call, Bryce. But yeah, you had it up until you didn't. I think it was competitive and things looked good, and you had them kind of where you wanted them when it comes to being in striking distance, so to speak, until Denny ran out of gas. Because once he ran out of gas, you had nothing, and no one else, unfortunately for the Blazers, really showed up tonight. It was a rough one for your Trailblazers when it comes to that. You need more than Denny Avdia, and Denny Avdia was great. I think it's very, very unfortunate that he missed those free throws late, because there's going to be a lot of people talking about, oh, man, he missed those free throws. That's why they lost the game. Quite frankly, he's the only reason you were even in the game. If he didn't show up tonight, you're toasted. You were ran out of the gym with the way San Antonio was playing. This team needs to be better in multiple facets. They need to get guys involved offensively outside of Denny. They got to get the defense locked back in. Tumani Kamara has been so-so this year. Donovan Clingan is good at the rim, but I mean, even watch when Robert Williams in there. Robert Williams just moves different in the paint, and like there was a couple times where he's looking to his left, boom, pivots to his right, like he is 360-degree defending, and Donovan Clingan is like just 45-degree angles outside each eye. It's just not working there. There's things that need to be fixed, but yeah, overall, man, $10 ticket to the 300 level, you're definitely getting your money's worth because you get to watch good basketball. All right, I'm going to bring our friend Brendan in, because the important question was asked to you via YouTube by a guy who usually likes to poke the bear, you being the bear. But the question is, will Oregon State sweep the Pac-12?
Yeah, not a lot of confidence there, Chris. I'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be a rough one in Pullman this weekend, and Oregon State's definitely on to getting their next head coach, but you never know, right? That's why you play the game, and I think it'll be interesting nonetheless.
It is kind of funny. It's like they played the one Pac-12 game. Everyone's like, oh, they scheduled them twice. No, they didn't. What happened was they played the one Pac-12 game, and Oregon State finished 1-0 in the Pac-12. Washington State finished 0-1, but that was still good for first and second place. So now they get to meet again in the Pac-12 championship game.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a lot's on the line for the Cougs, Chris. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of people are wanting to force that rivalry between the two teams. I see it. I understand why, but, Cougs are kind of like the Beavs. They were left out in the wilderness, too, and they're 5-6, need the game to go to bowling, and I think, Pullman's a tough place to play. Beavers aren't super successful in Pullman, and I think, in an NBA term, Chris, we hear the term 1, 2, 3 Cancun a lot in the NBA. Maybe not quite that for Oregon State, but I've just heard it's been a trying season on the players this year, and it'll be interesting. But just a quick thought, Chris, something I wanted to mention on tonight's game. This was the worst an opponent has shot against the Spurs from three-point range all year long at 25%. I wouldn't necessarily say it was San Antonio running them off the line or anything. Blazers just missed looks.
No, they absolutely did, Brendan. And I know that's cliche, and I'm not trying to sound cliche, but how many times Toumani Camara had some wide-open threes and missed them. Jeremy Grant was in some wide-open spots and missed them. And it's twofold. Like, I think Coach can sit there and say, hey, they got to hit those shots. We had the looks we wanted, but at the same time, I question, you might have the looks you want, but is the person you want taking them the one with the look? And like Toumani Camara has not been good from beyond the arc this year. His whole game's looked just a little bit off. I would hope he get it long. I am not out on him. There's some people that are like, oh, he's terrible defensively. I'm not that guy. I think he still brings a lot to that end of the floor, and it might be part of the reason his offense struggles. But yeah, you just need more out of everybody. You got to hit those shots.
What do you think is kind of the deal with Toumani, if you were to say, Chris? I mean, do you think it's kind of a combination of him pressing with the new contract, or maybe getting back into rhythm? Because this is, in some ways, not quite the same Toumani we saw last year. I think he can still get there, and I'm with you. I'm not out on two at all, but it's been a struggle at times.
Well, it's been a struggle, and he's missing those wide open shots, which you want to fix. But at the same time, I mean, over the last stretch of games, when you're dealing with so many injuries and so many people out of the main lineup, I mean, outside of Drew Holiday, too. I mean, Toumani Camara is playing minutes out there without a true point guard, even when Drew Holiday's healthy, because once he goes to the bench, you don't have Scoot coming in. And so when you don't have your full complement of guys, I think that impacts it. And also just understanding just how the team dynamic is. I mean, right now, Denny Avdi is playing better right now than he did at any point last year. He's looking like a legit all-star. And then Shaedon Sharpe is looking like more of a impact player when he's healthy and on the floor. So there's so many variables that can go in and impact how Toumani Camara plays. But, yeah, you definitely want him to get to a spot where he's hitting those shots consistently and getting back to what you saw last year. Right now, Timmy on the chat says Camara is one of my favorite players, but please stop shooting the threes. And I would agree, but also disagree with that. I'm taking the middle ground because you want Toumani Camara to hit those shots. You want him to take those shots. You want him to be in a spot where you can trust him. You just need him to start hitting them. He needs to figure that part out, because if he can start hitting it consistently, then you're in a good spot. You just but also I think there's something to be said. If you're not a pure shooter, like if Steph Curry started a game 0 for 6 from, if he started a game 0 for 6 from deep, I would have full faith in him to shoot himself out of that slump. And he's probably going to end the game, 7-13 or something like that. But when you're not that type of pure shooter and you don't have it that night, then I think you need to try to deviate a little bit, because you're not going to shoot yourself out of that hole. And as we mentioned, I mean, Toumani Camara was 2 of 11 tonight, so he wasn't coming back, which is a rough spot. This is the fifth quarter. I'm your host, Chris Burkhardt. The other voice you're hearing is our producer, Brendan Slaughter. See, you put a headset on him, let him have some time. He even got some Beaver chat in there. I think he's pretty excited about that. If you want to join the conversation with us, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. You can also hit us up on the Rip City Radio text line. Just text 88528. And, of course, go to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, and join the chat there. We're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we'll hit you with the Coach's Corner. We'll hand out a game ball. We'll continue to talk about this game here. But before we go, it's time for your shot of the night.
Live from the Coors Light Studios, Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. Time for the fifth quarter shot of the night on your home of the Portland Trailblazers. 620 Rip City Radio.
Avdia turns the corner, hesitates and looks for Klingon on the perimeter, gives it back to Denny, comes left behind the screen, 3 on the way for Avdia, is good. 35 for Denny Avdia. That is a season high 35 points for Denny.
just talking with Chad as he's heading out. Got another big game on Sunday versus OKC, which he might get walloped again. Poor little Brendan over here. He's exhausted. He's burning energy because the Beavers appear to maybe be getting closer to their head coaching hire. And Brendan, let's talk real quick. I know this is the Blazer post-game show, but it's okay to talk Beaver sports here for a second. I know you've heard some names, and you're not at liberty to tell all of them, but there's some people I've been talking to say it's a bad look to lose, like Jim Mora, for example, like losing it to Colorado State, like that's kind of a weird spot. Vegan goes back to Montana State, which maybe there's something to be said. I mean, people don't pay attention, and people like dog Oregon for having a cupcake schedule. Like Montana State ain't Division I, right? But they're number 2 in their playoffs. Like they're a good team, so he's staying there. That looks weird, but I still contend, Brendan, that Oregon State, that's a desirable job. Like if you get the right coach, like say a Wilcox goes there, and I'm not saying that's source. I don't even know if they're talking to each other. But say a guy like Wilcox goes there. I think Wilcox is a hell of a coach. Cal can't get out of their own way. Granted, sometimes Oregon State can't as well. But but you get a good coach there in the revamped Pac-12, you have a shot at getting that G5 entrance into the college football playoff. And to me, there's no reason that Oregon State can't go in that Pac-12 and go be an 8-10 win team every single year when things start rolling.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, Chris, because from what I've been able to hear, it didn't sound like Jim Mora made it to the final round of interviews. I know they spoke. And then as far as Brett Vegan goes, I think you could look at it multiple ways. I thought earlier this week when Oregonian reporter Ryan Clark caught up with him at the airport, I thought the interaction was a little bit awkward, and he even said so in his story. I was like, okay, let's kind of see what happens here. Then, you kind of see the interview process play out. I don't think if he knew he was going to be the guy, Brett Vegan pulls out of that search. So maybe that's something where he's like, okay, I'm not the guy. Maybe it is Jamarcus Shepard from Alabama. Maybe they, and to your point, Chris, they have talked to Wilcox. Where where it lands, hard to say, but they have talked, and I'm kind of with you. And even tonight I mentioned to you, I jumped on Twitter a couple times, and it sounds like there's even still some rumors that a coaching change could happen in East Lansing, and there could still be some hubbub there. So I don't really know, man. I thought we'd maybe have an answer tonight. I think everyone will take Thanksgiving off, and then we'll probably get something leaked to us Friday. But I don't think they'll make anything public until after that Washington.
I'm telling you, the reason I would not want Jonathan Smith back has nothing to do with the sour taste that he left. It's just the fact like it would just be the most Beaver thing to do. It's like Mike Riley,
Yep.
right? I'm going to coach for a little bit, leave, and then I'm going to come back. And I think they need to go outside the box.
I agree.
And Wilcox, I think, is enough outside of the box. Like it's just not an in-house type of guy. It's not a guy with a lot of ties to the university. In fact, he's got ties to their rival. There's nothing wrong. You can have a University of Oregon radio announcer and a University of Oregon head coach. Why not? I mean, he's not playing for Oregon right now, so who cares if he gets you wins? But no, I just look at that and it's like there's no reason that they can't be a team that's in the mix for a conference championship every year in a revamped Pac-12. You look at who they got to go battle with, and you're telling me that you don't think that with the right coach and the right circumstances that they can't be better than Fresno State and San Diego State and Texas State and Utah State. Like, absolutely they can be better than those teams.
I agree.
So when people look at it and go, Oregon's not desirable, or Oregon State's not desirable, heck, man, I think you could argue that it might even be more of a desirable job than Cal, man.
Yeah.
Because who wants to go to Cal where you are just beat up? You have no idea where the athletic department is going. You're a hard school to get into academically anyway. And now you got to deal with all the travel and stuff on top of that because the ACC.
Right.
Like, there's so much to it. All I'm saying is, even as a Duck fan, and that's why I appreciate these college football conversations with you, because even as a Duck fan, you know that I have a soft spot for what Oregon State does over there after covering them for 4 or 5 years there at NBC, and they deserve better. Now, I'll be the guy who says it. I think the problem is nothing to do with who is your head coach as much as it has to do who is sitting at the head of that athletic department right now. And we have seen other universities say, yeah, our guy ain't it, and they change it. Meanwhile, Oregon State's like, oh, yeah, this guy's not doing too much, but we're still going to give him an award for great service. So we'll see what happens.
I think I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
You're allowed to.
Yeah, I'm going to plead the fifth on that one. I may or may not agree with your thoughts, but no, I mean, I think you're right. And I think more than anything, Chris, like you go back, it was a different time pre-NIL. But when Jonathan Smith took that job in 2017, it was considered, along with Kansas, to be the worst job in then Power 5. Right.
See, but again, but that's why I think it's different now, because at that point, not only was it a bad job, we all know that Gary Anderson, he didn't leave the covers empty. He decided to burn the house down when he left. And you were in a very, very bad spot in a conference that quite literally competing was going to be hard, with the Oregons, the USCs, the Washingtons, all that. Little bit different in the revamped Pac-12. So I think it's a good opportunity. Make the right hire. And quite frankly, Brendan, I don't think you need to be in a rush. If you sit there and you go talk to Wilcox, you go talk to, what was the guy from Alabama?
Jamarcus
Shepard. You go talk to Shepard, or heck, Jonathan Smith gets fired and you go talk to him and you say, none of those guys are the guy, then don't hire one of those guys. Let the coaching carousel play out. What do you have to lose? Oh, you play one game and then you're just sitting on your hands for the next 6 months until springtime rolls around? No rush.
Yeah.
If one of those three guys is not a guy that you feel confident is the guy to take you forward. So, I'm sending you my energy over the weekend, because I know that like the next 72 hours could be a little crazy for the old Beaver's Edge over there. So if you're a Beaver fan listening, and I hope you are, make sure you're following Brendan over there at Beaver's Edge, getting all your Beaver content. All right, enough college football. I can't have Brendan here and not allow him to talk some college football. It is time to go to the Coach's Corner and hear from head coach Tiago Splitter.
For the latest on tonight's game, we head to the Coach's Corner with Tiago Splitter, live from the Coors Light Studios. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill.
The game on stuff that we do, like offense, rebounds, and winning the possession game. We turn over the ball. They did, and we couldn't get stopped at some moments. So, yeah, they shot, I don't know how many shots more than us, and that's the game right there.
You feel like offensively, to me, it's generating some pretty good looks, just can't finish outside of Danny really like finding what you wanted.
It's a little bit, we shot 36 threes. A lot of those were open. We missed those. So we're going to have one of those nights where you don't make shots. It's part of the game. But, in order to have a chance, you need to have more possessions, and that's what we didn't have. If we just kind of like draw the possession games, we'll have a chance to win the game. So that's the game.
With the tournament implications, is this the type of loss where you want the sting of losing to stay with you more than other games?
It's it's a different loss. We out of the tournament, but somehow you gotta stay together and keep working. There's a lot of young guys in our team, and they're learning how to win and how to compete those moments, every possession. Don't give up. I think we did that for the most part this season. So, that last quarter wasn't. We were tired. Try to play longer minutes with the guys, but Danny was trying to score every time. He played 39 minutes, but he also was tired and turned over the ball a couple of times. Shaden came off the injury and didn't have any rhythm, which is part of it. I understand. But again, it's not about offense. It's not. It's about our defense rebounding. I think that's where we lost the game.
Is that
a technique thing, defense rebound? Is that, or is that in your eyes just sort of hustle
The
stuff?
awareness is willing to box out and put a body on them. They just played harder than us.
How would you evaluate Sharp's return?
Of course, wasn't in rhythm, right? Like, it's tough. I mean, you stay a couple of weeks off and you try to come back on an important game like this, where you gotta perform on both ends, and he just couldn't. I mean, it's, you gotta give him also credit to trying to get back there and play this important game. So, we watch film, we got better, we learn from it.
How happy are you to have 3 days off after this one?
Not necessarily happy. Just want to have a nice Thanksgiving with my family and rest tomorrow and get back to work and working some of the stuff that we need. So have 2 days to do that is important right now.
Is this your first chance to have real practice? And it seems like
It
a long
is.
time.
It is. Other than some shoot-arounds, it's the first time we're going to have time to practice and do some adjustments and talk about offense, defense, and how can we improve on both ends. But
Something specific you really want to emphasize with those practices?
box out is one of those. Just be aware of that. Offensively, I think we play a little slow now. Hopefully we can get a couple guys back too, like Drew and Shea, be 100%. I don't know when that's going to be, but that will help as well.
Is Drew close, or where's his status?
Not really. I mean, he's shooting the ball and starting to move more, but I'm not sure when he's coming back, but I'm just praying for it.
Who is the MVP tonight for the Trailblazers? It's time for Game Balls on Fifth Quarter, live from the Coors Light Studios. Coors Light, choose chill.
Well, this is the most anticlimactic game ball of the season. Who's going to win the game ball? Denny flippin' Avdia. Like, that's who's going to win the game ball. That guy was absolutely incredible tonight. He deserves a ton of credit for what he was able to do. 37 points. He had 6 rebounds, 8 assists. He put it all on the line. He had one heck of a game for the Trailblazers tonight. So he gets the game ball. Timmy says the MVP was Mark Mason. He never gets enough love. Are you kidding me? Everyone loves Mark. He's wonderful. He's wonderful. I still love the fact that he introduces players in their native tongue, and that's awesome. I did joke with Sean Eichen because today was their Native American Heritage Night, and I'm like, AAPI night is January 9th, AAPI being Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, which, as a proud Polynesian, I'm pretty excited about. But I think you should probably give Young Hansen the start that night just for fun, right? Yeah, all the celebrations are going to be here, and just let him go wild, have a little fun with it. That's I love that he played 1 minute tonight, and the crowd went absolutely bonkers. I mean, one of the biggest cheers of the night was a Young Hansen rebound. I mean, to hook it to my veins, right? It's just amazing. It's absolutely amazing. All right, the Blazers fall to the Spurs tonight, 115-112, and the road does not get any easier here moving forward. Their next game will be Sunday against the Oklahoma City Thunder, a team that just absolutely mopped the floor with them just a few games ago. And then they hit the road for a 4-game trip that will see them go to Toronto, who is currently the second best team in the Eastern Conference. That road trip will also see them go to Cleveland, who is just, 1 game behind? Let's see, Cleveland is, 2 games behind. They're the 5th team in the East, but they're just 2 games behind Toronto. And it will also see them go to Detroit, who is currently the number 1 team in the East. So it does not get any easier. That road trip does end with a stop in Memphis. That is a team that is just at 7-12, so just barely worse than the Trailblazers. So you'd hope the Blazers can pick up some ground. Then you got some NBA Cup nights, so we'll figure out those games here shortly. Then you get a twofer against Sacramento on December 18th and 20th. Detroit again at home on the 22nd. Magic on the 23rd. And that sends you into Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which you don't have a game. So things are going to get rough here for the Blazers. You end the month of December at home against the Clippers, Then you got the Boston Celtics, the Dallas Mavericks, and the final game of the 2025 calendar is December 31st, New Year's Eve, on the road against Oklahoma City. All right, I think that's going to do it for us here on the fifth quarter. Brandon, got anything to add? Do I need to stretch? Will 5 minutes help you? Let me count to 60. 1 Mississippi. Like, how about that right in? No, you're good to go. All right, we're going to get out of here. Blazers will play again on Sunday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tip-off for that game is 3 p.m., so make sure you got your alarm set. You're ready to go a little bit earlier than you may be used to, and that means I will have game day for you starting at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be tired. I'm going to go watch some high school football Friday for state championships. Then we got some more state championship games on Saturday. I'm going to be heading down to Central Oregon. I'm going to wake up early enough on Sunday to head right to Moda to give you Blazers game day. It never stops. It never stops. Once again, Blazers fall to the Spurs 115 to 102. For the boss man, Chad Doing, for my awesome producer friend who stayed with me tonight, Brendan Slaughter. And you know what? Even for Michael Shacker, we love you too. I've been Chris Burkhardt, River City. I'll talk to you on the next one.